So in the last class we have learned up to the definition of a chemical reaction. So today we will continue after that. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ reactants and products. So we have a chemical reaction. Usually in the chemical reaction, as I told you, reactants will be there, products will be there. Then how can we define it? So define reactant and or define product, like that questions will be there. With an example ಸಮೇತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. A plus B gives C. A plus B gives C. A plus B is considered as a reactant and C is considered as a product. So reactants will be in the left hand side and products will be in the right hand side after the arrow mark. So ಈಗ reactant ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Substance that undergo chemical change in a chemical reaction. Substance that undergo chemical change in a chemical reaction is called as reactant. So here A plus B is the reactant, and what is the product? The new substance formed during the reaction. The new substance formed during the reaction is called as product. So we got the C, the product here after the arrow mark C. So that is the product. This is how we can define with simple example. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. So magnesium and oxygen, those two are the reactants, and magnesium oxide is the product. So this is how you can simply explain within one example and definition. Next, come to the other question. That is, here one question is there. We can frame a question. So what are the observations so that helps us to determine whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not? That means few observations. Based on few observations, we can predict whether the chemical reaction has taken place or not. What are those? So based on that predictions, we can able to say whether the chemical reactions has happened or not. So how will be the question? Mention few observations helps us to determine whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. So the answer is very simple. So change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, and change in temperature, and also formation of precipitate. So these are all the indications that tells us chemical reaction that has taken place. So if chemical reaction takes place, these are all the indications, like a change in the state of a substance, and also change in color, change in the color of a substance, change in the temperature, and also evolution of gas. During a chemical reaction, a gas may be evolved in the product side. So like that, these are the important points we need to mention. So a chemical reaction can be identified by either of the following observation. First one is change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, change in temperature, and formation of a precipitate. So all these points you have to mention. And also they have given activity 1.1, activity 1.2, and activity 1.3. So in activity 1.1, burning of magnesium experiment they have given. I will tell you about that in detail, but this activity is given. So this activity tells us the change of state of a substance. Like magnesium, when it's burned, it gives a white colored powder. After burning, you will get magnesium oxide. It is a white colored powder form. Powdered form, white colored substance, we call it as a magnesium oxide. So that is one simple experiment is there for you. So that's how the change of state takes place during a chemical reaction. Similarly, we have another 1.2, activity 1.2 you have, that is nothing but here the reaction between the lead nitrate and potassium iodide solution. So the reaction between lead nitrate and potassium iodide. So how it takes place? The lead nitrate, the formula of lead nitrate is PbNO3 twice, and potassium iodide Ki. So that's the formula of potassium iodide. So during this reaction, uh, the product formed, one of the product formed is precipitate. One of the product formed is precipitate, that is lead iodide is the product that is settles down at the bottom of the test tube as a precipitate. So that means formation of precipitate during a chemical reaction. If precipitate is formed, that confirms the chemical reaction. Similarly, 1.3 activity 1.3 explains us that is a reaction of zinc granules with dilute sulfuric acid. When dilute sulfuric acid reacts with the zinc is a metal. Zinc is a metal. So when zinc reacts with sulfuric acid is H2SO4. So when zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, so after the reaction, hydrogen gas will be liberated. So that is nothing but evolution of gas. So here the evolution of gas takes place in this particular reaction. So these activities they have given, so in order to observe. So these things determines us the chemical reaction that has taken place. Got it? So in the next class we will continue some more question and answers. Thank you.